in this video, we are going to be looking at Games Workshop's Adeptus Titanicus Imperial Cerastus Knights box set. Alright, so this box set was released in 2018 for Adeptus Titanicus. It was re-released in 2020. So it has a second release, but as of 2023, Adeptus Titanicus has been discontinued by Games Workshop, and this is now part of the Legions Imperialis line, of which there is a newer box set. Of course, box for Legions Imperialis, there are some slight differences with the base sizes, but the model should pretty much be the same. So let's take a look at what's inside. What should you get when you buy an Adeptus Titanicus Imperial Cerastus Knights box set? Right. So first, let's take a look at the box. Typical GW box, art, miniatures, basic paint scheme for which house? For House Byroni and House Maccabeus. Okay. So the Cerastus Knights, of course, are the slightly bigger knights than your Questoris Knights. These ones are equipped with Iron Shield gauntlets and shock lances. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at what's inside. I have not actually opened this one yet. Right. So, inside you have, okay, some paper, and then your bases. Okay, so that is, wait, there's a transfer sheet, there you go. Alright, so this is what you should get when you buy Adeptus Titanicus Imperial Cerastus Knights box set. And I'm guessing a Legions Imperialis. So first, there is a single sprue. So both the knights are contained in a single sprue. New Games Workshop style of packing so many plastic components in a single sprue, which before would have been split across 2 or 3 sprues. But for now, you have one efficient single sprue. We'll be looking at the sprue later. Okay, so you have a paper. It's a poor quality paper manual, instruction manual over there. Okay. Quite different from the original. So this must be the 2020 re-release. Okay. Quite different from the original glossy paper manual for the earlier Titans and Knights. Really. So you have your transfer sheet, and then you have 2 round bases. Right, so for the transfer sheet, this is a different transfer sheet from the one for Cerastus, for Questoris Knights. Okay, it doesn't have the shoulder carapace transfers, the patterns. So you have, this was Games Workshop Limited 2018 Cerastus Knight transfer sheet. Adeptus Titanicus, doesn't even have Adeptus Titanicus, the Horus Heresy yet. Okay. House Byroni, House Maccabeus, House Malinax, House Cold Shroud, and then some generic Imperial iconography over here. So, typical drive transfer sheet. Okay. And then it comes with 2 50mm. So these are larger than the 40mm that the Questoris Knights come with. So these are 2 50mm Games Workshop round bases. So Games Workshop 2012. Product codes, it says with hex holes, but I don't see any holes on it. Yeah, product code, yeah, 99379999050. There. Okay, so it's important to note that these are different bases from the ones that the Legions Imperialis figures use. The Legions Imperialis bases are thinner, they're lower than your typical GW round bases. These 50mm bases are the bases. So these are the same exact round bases that some 40k and AOS figures use. These are the ones that as of 2024 Imperial Guard heavy weapons teams use. What else? Who else uses a bunch of hero characters, and Tyranid Warriors also use 50mm, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, they used to come with 40, but now they come 50. There. So, round bases. Okay, so let's take a look. This is going to be a lot simpler than your other Adeptus Titanicus figures because Cerastus Knights don't really have too many weapons options. You can go to Forge World and look at the resin options for those. So, yeah, you have your 2 knights over here. You have your carapaces, and I'm guessing they're a lot more complicated to build. Okay, let's take a look at the manual first. Okay, so it's a paper manual. Okay. Usual tools, you need tools. Okay. So make the, what is that, ball joint for that's the waist, the hip. Okay. The legs, of course, are a little bit taller. They're a little bit longer than the Questoris Knights legs. If you've ever seen Cerastus versus a Questoris Knight, especially at 40k scale, Cerastus one is significantly taller than the Questoris one. Okay, so you have your legs, on legs. Okay, as usual, you have a lot more detail in these figures than equivalent 40k or AOS sized ones. Okay, I mean equivalent similar sized models from for the AOS or the 40k line. Carapace, okay, that's the head, looks like the head, okay, and then you have your lances and your shields, which those are the only options for these guys, and then that's it. That's your manual. Okay, very simple sprue. You have carapaces, okay, you have legs, okay, and then your iron gauntlet shields on and over there. They are hollow, so this seems like these are gonna be you're gonna be a little bit more careful when cutting these off. Of course, you probably want to put some sort of interesting effect there to show that they are in use, or some sort of plastic in between or something, but that's up to you when you're modeling them. That's the hand gauntlets, and then your shock lances are over here and over here. Interestingly enough, they are the so both the gauntlets and the shock lances are the appropriate size for 40k. If you want to use these as like some sort of power lance, power weapon, or maybe some rough rider lances or something, and then these look very, very power fist friendly. You might be able to make some sort of funky storm shield out of that. That's for a later video. Anyway, so those are the contents of your Adeptus Titanicus Imperial Cerastus Knights box set. Okay. Now discontinued, and you will be able to get this sprue for with the Legions Imperialis Imperial Cerastus Knights box set. Okay. So, thank you for watching, and catch you in my other videos.
Hey! You made it to the end of the video. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you enjoy similar content, consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to help us make more stuff, share the video with your friends and circles. Consider checking out our other channels. We have dedicated channels for hobbies, games, and other stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. OC Molrat, out.